For those of you tracking the cutting edge of AI, imagine this: editing a photo just by speaking your commands, not with layers or masks or, the fiddly precise tools we've all wrestled with, but with plain descriptive language. What if I told you that future isn't just on the horizon, but it's already here, turning heads, and frankly, gone completely viral? Today, we're delving into a phenomenon that's really taken the internet by storm, a mysterious breakthrough now confirmed as Google's Nano Banana. This isn't just another incremental update in AI image generation. No, it's being whispered about as a genuine Photoshop killer. It's a tool that promises to, democratize high-quality image editing, fundamentally shifting how creators and professionals approach visual work. In this deep dive, we'll peel back the layers of its rather peculiar origins, explore why it quickly became the internet's obsession, uncover how Google finally stepped out of the shadows to claim it, and dissect the truly astonishing capabilities that are setting it apart. We'll also examine its profound real-world impact and, of course, cast a critical eye on where this technology might inevitably get a little complicated. So brace yourselves, because this is a fascinating one. You are listening to the Swetlana AI Podcast, episode 242. Welcome to this deep dive. If you like what you hear, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to the Swetlana AI Podcast so you never miss another deep dive into the most fascinating tech out there. Okay, let's jump right into what was, for a while, one of the most intriguing mysteries in AI. For weeks, something genuinely different was bubbling up in the world of AI image generation. Users on various platforms started noticing an anonymous model producing outputs that just, defied what was currently possible. This strange, unofficial moniker, Nano Banana, began to stick.
Yeah, and what's truly fascinating here is how it first emerged. As many of you are probably familiar with, platforms like Elmarina serve as real-time battlegrounds for AI models. Users submit prompts, right? And two anonymous models generate results side by side, allowing the community to vote on which is better without bias. And for weeks, one particular model consistently, almost shockingly, outperformed the rest. It was just demonstrably better.
And it wasn't subtle either. People started spotting these quirky banana clues.
You're right, the bananas.
Banana icons subtly embedded in prompts, sometimes even banana imagery unexpectedly appearing in the outputs. Just weird stuff. Then a few Google engineers on X, formerly Twitter, began posting banana emojis with absolutely no context. Zip. Nada. That's when the name Nano Banana truly solidified. It was this bizarre, almost playful breadcrumb trail.
Exactly. And what users observed was genuinely unprecedented at the time. This anonymous model had this uncanny ability to keep faces consistent across edits. It grasped complex contextual nuances within prompts, and it could follow intricate, multi-step instructions far more effectively than any other public model out there. It was performing at a level that immediately ignited intense speculation because it was addressing core limitations that other AIs were simply struggling with. I mean, it was consistently outperforming competitors on Elmarina charts, specifically excelling in metrics like prompt adherence and visual fidelity for complex instructions. This wasn't just hype, it was a clear demonstration of, superior model architecture.
So the internet was ablaze with theories, right? Everyone trying to uncover the hidden genius behind Nano Banana, and then boom, Google finally confirmed it. The mystery was over.
Yes. On August 26th, Google officially announced that Nano Banana is indeed their project. It's now fully integrated into the Gemini app and has been officially unveiled as Gemini 2.5 Flash Image. That announcement put an end to all the frantic guesswork and speculation that had been swirling across social media and developer forums for weeks.
And access. I was surprised, actually. Surprisingly generous, especially for such powerful tech. For now, free Gemini users can create up to 100 image edits per day. That's a substantial allowance.
It really is.
Paid Gemini Advanced users get 10 times that, up to 1,000 edits daily. And it's available right now on both the web and mobile apps, putting this cutting-edge capability directly into people's hands.
It really speaks volumes that even under its anonymous codename, this model was already topping Elmarina charts specifically for image editing and generation. It wasn't just a novelty, it had quantifiable performance advantages that the community immediately recognized. It was the real deal.
So the curtain is pulled back, Google officially claims its breakthrough, but the real story isn't just who made Nano Banana, but what it can truly achieve. And believe me, this is where the Photoshop killer claims genuinely start to make sense. Forget needing years of Photoshop skills, wrestling with layers, or meticulously crafting masks. You just tell this thing what you want changed. In plain text, you can say, remove the background and replace it with a dense autumnal forest, or make her smile, add soft, warm lighting, and give her a vintage film look. And it just does it. It's almost unsettlingly good.
It absolutely represents a fundamental paradigm shift from traditional image editing. With conventional software, you need deep technical expertise to manipulate pixels, layers, masks, all that stuff. Gemini 2.5 Flash Image, or Nano Banana as we knew it, completely changes that by elevating natural language to the primary interface. Other generative models often struggle with fine details right. They introduce artifacts or require multiple painstaking attempts to get things right. What's truly astonishing here is that Nano Banana often gets it right on the first try. That's an insane efficiency gain that transforms the entire creative workflow.
Okay, but here's where it gets genuinely remarkable, truly astounding in its implications, and frankly, for someone who's spent hours trying to make characters consistent, this is mind-blowing. With other AIs, you know how if you generate a person and then try to put them in a different outfit or setting, they subtly, frustratingly change. Their core appearance shifts.
Oh yeah, the drift.
You lose that consistent identity. But Nano Banana, it keeps people and pets consistently themselves. That's just damn impressive.
This identity preservation isn't just a convenient feature. It addresses a core limitation of generative AI. Models often struggle to maintain consistent, let's call them latent representations of subjects across iterative edits. Previous models would often suffer from latent space drift, meaning the core identity of the subject would subtly shift with each modification. It drove people crazy. Nano Banana seems to have found a way to lock in key identifiers, allowing for radical transformations without losing the subject's fundamental essence. Google themselves even stated that a depiction that's close but not quite the same doesn't feel right. I mean, they nailed it.
Exactly.
This model ensures that photos of your friends, family, even your pets look consistently like themselves no matter the edits. Imagine transforming a woman into a matador, giving someone a 60s beehive haircut, or even putting a tutu on your chihuahua.
A tutu on a chihuahua. I love it.
And the core likeness of the subject remains absolutely consistent. This capability is a game changer for consistent avatars, developing entire comic book series, creating virtual influencers, even scaling product shots, where you need the exact same item in various contexts without reshooting. This shifts AI from mere image manipulation to, identity-aware content generation. It opens up possibilities far beyond simple edits, like truly dynamic, personalized narratives.
And it's not just about precision, it's ridiculously fast. Other tools can churn for 10-15 seconds per image, sometimes even longer. You're just sitting there.
Waiting.
This thing often responds in 1-2 seconds, sometimes even faster. It truly feels like you're collaborating with the AI in real time, not waiting around for some batch process to finish. It's like the creative feedback loop just collapsed.
The speed is, as you said, a critical factor. It absolutely contextualizes the efficiency gains. It transforms image editing from a cumbersome batch process into something that feels almost instantaneous. This responsiveness allows for much more fluid, iterative, creative workflows, making experimentation much more viable and, frankly, less frustrating.
And it's not just about one-off edits, is it? The real power seems to emerge when you consider complex creative projects. This model truly shines with its advanced multi-step and multi-image capabilities. I mean, it can handle genuinely complex multi-stage edits without losing track of your overall vision, which is pretty wild.
That's absolutely right. It supports sophisticated multi-turn editing, where you can build upon previous edits in a cohesive narrative. Google provided an excellent example. Imagining a room renovation. First, you tell it to paint the walls a specific color. Then you add a bookshelf, then some furniture, then a coffee table, and it maintains the scene's cohesiveness throughout, understanding the spatial and contextual relationships. It also allows you to combine images, like taking your photo and your dog's, to create a blended portrait view both on, say, a basketball court.
Get out! Really?
Yeah, and you can even apply styles with incredible nuance, like taking the exact color and texture of flower petals and applying it convincingly to a pair of rain boots. Or using an intricate butterfly wing pattern to design an entirely new dress. It understands texture and pattern transfer. What's also critically important to mention here is Google's commitment to transparency measures. All images created or edited within the Gemini app include a visible label, and significantly, utilize their invisible synthi watermarking system, a groundbreaking method that embeds an imperceptible digital fingerprint directly into the pixels to clearly mark them as AI-generated.
Right, the invisible watermark.
This is a crucial proactive step for responsible AI deployment, especially given the power of this technology. You need that.
So, okay, what does this all mean for you listening? Why should you care beyond the gee-whiz factor? This isn't just a fun new toy to play with. It's genuinely changing actual workflows across a ton of industries right now. This feels like a business tool, pure and simple.
You're absolutely spot on. This thing wasn't built just for casual play. It was built for serious work. and its real-world applications are already proving incredibly impactful. We're seeing concrete examples. For instance, one e-commerce platform used it to rapidly scale product images across hundreds of color variants and styles. It drastically cut their photography and design costs. And get this, they reported a substantial 34% increase in conversion.
34%, wow.
Which is insane. Content teams are now building entire marketing campaigns in under an hour. This was something that traditionally took days because the model didn't need multiple retouches or design iterations. They're also leveraging it to produce consistent visual identities for virtual influencers and VTubers.
That's an incredible leap in efficiency. But it also makes me wonder, are we simply shifting the skill set from technical execution, Photoshop layers, to a new kind of prompt engineering? Is there a new learning curve that replaces the old fiddly tools, just in a linguistic form? Or does this truly represent a net gain in creative bandwidth for everyone?
That's an excellent question, and it's probably a bit of both. There's definitely an emerging skill in crafting precise and effective prompts, no doubt about it. But the barrier to entry for complex visual tasks is drastically lowered. Gaming studios, for example, are leveraging Nano Banana to generate thousands of unique character portraits for NPCs, costing them under $10,000. Compared to the traditional pipeline for such assets, which could easily exceed $150,000.
Okay, massive difference.
Architecture firms are generating interior mock-ups, enough to pre-visualize spaces and bypass 2 full rounds of client revisions, accelerating project timelines significantly. Even in education, teachers are using it to generate clearer, more engaging diagrams and science visuals than those found in traditional textbooks. So, while prompt engineering is a new skill, the overall creative bandwidth and speed are undeniably amplified. This fundamentally challenges the dominance of traditional creative tools like Photoshop and Canva. It really does. However, we absolutely need to acknowledge the elephant in the room here, the potential downside. If we connect this to the bigger picture, the more Google and its rivals refine these AI tools' ability to flawlessly combine images, transform identities, or display people in completely new settings, well, the greater the inherent threat of users creating sophisticated deepfakes and spreading highly convincing misinformation.
Right, that's the scary part.
This raises a critical, indeed an urgent question about responsible use, the erosion of public trust, and how society will adapt to a world where visual evidence can be so easily manufactured and manipulated. The synthetic watermarking is a good step, but it's a constant arms race, isn't it?
That's a profoundly crucial point. And it means we, as users and consumers of media, need to be more critically aware of the images we encounter than ever before. It absolutely underscores the importance of those transparency measures and for us to develop new forms of digital literacy, fast. Okay, so after all this talk about its magic and its pitfalls, you're probably thinking, where can I try this damn magic for myself?
Well, it's important to remember that while it's officially integrated into Gemini 2.5 Flash Image now, its earlier Nano Banana versions weren't polished commercial products. So access was, and to some extent still is, a bit of a treasure hunt for the raw early versions. You can try El Marina's battle mode, submit prompts, and hope Nano Banana, or now Gemini 2.5 Flash Image, is one of the anonymous models in the head-to-head. Access isn't guaranteed, obviously, but you'll certainly know it when you see its distinctive output quality.
So still a bit like searching for a golden ticket for the bleeding edge stuff.
Somewhat, yes, if you're chasing those early iterations. There's also nanobanana.ai, which is an unofficial front end that some developers put together. It lets you upload images and type prompts, but be warned, it's not always stable. It can be throttled or just go offline completely. It's unofficial.
Gotcha. Use at your own risk.
Pretty much. Some cutting-edge platforms like Flux AI or Flux ProWeb sometimes get access to experimental models before they go public, so you might occasionally find Nano Banana-like capabilities running behind the scenes there. And some developers have even claimed to embed Nano Banana editing features into their design tools using APIs they've managed to access, though that's often short-lived or limited. A word of caution, though. As powerful as it is, it's not perfect, especially the earlier versions people were testing. Some early users pointed out weird behavior or random distortions, strange lighting shifts, or subtle facial warping if prompts were too ambiguous or complex.
Okay, so still some quirks.
Exactly. The model sometimes misinterprets complex prompts, especially highly abstract ones. That's kind of expected, given how quickly this technology is evolving. And as I mentioned, reliable, consistent access to the absolute bleeding-edge capabilities outside of the official Gemini integration can still be an issue.
This deep dive into Google's Nano Banana or Gemini 2.5 Flash Image has been absolutely wild, wouldn't you agree? If you're as fascinated by this transformative tech as we are, please hit that subscribe button, leave us a comment with your thoughts on Nano Banana's potential and its risks, or tell us what deep dive you'd love us to tackle next.
And here's something to chew on. If AI can now flawlessly edit images based on simple language, preserving identity and generating professional-grade content in seconds, what fundamental creative skills will truly define human artistry in the coming decade? And how will you adapt to this new visual landscape?